What's up, everyone? I wanted to share a new email strategy that I'm about to start working on. And if you've followed my content for any amount of time, you know that one of the biggest things I talk about is targeting and list building and how important that is when it comes to outbound sales. I honestly believe that targeting and how well you're able to select the right accounts and contacts to reach out to, and then how well you're able to segment those contacts is one of the most important things when it comes to outbound sales. And when I first started as a BDR, my list segmentation was extremely basic. It was literally just job title, industry, and company size. And honestly, that probably worked back then pretty well. It didn't work very well for me, but I think a lot of people were able to get away with that. I think now you certainly can't get away with that basic of a list when it comes to writing emails. And over time, what I've started to do is I eventually started adding more and more data to that segmentation. So things like department size, location, similar companies that we had, or case studies, timely buying triggers. So things like job changes, promotions, hiring. Did they have a recent product launch? Was there a recent acquisition? And so over time, I started adding more and more data to my segmentation. And this has gotten a lot easier, especially now in 2024 with all the different data tools out there that allow you to get this information very easily and quickly create a very specific list. But out of all the things that I've segmented lists by, I've never tried psychographic data. And I just learned about this. I was on a webinar a couple months ago with Heather Murray. She's got great content. Definitely go follow her on LinkedIn. But during the webinar, she was sharing exactly how she's analyzing a prospect's personality profile or their disc profile to then determine how she's going to write messaging. So, for example, let's say they're more of a direct person, then she would write shorter, more direct and to the point professional messaging for that person. Whereas if they're more of a creative person, she might write more casual messaging that's a little bit more friendly and a little bit more expressive. And so the way I'm going to start testing this is using a tool called Human Linker, and they have a free trial where you can use like 10 credits. I recommend if you do use the free trial, start by analyzing your own profile first because it's honestly kind of creepy how good it is. But it's essentially just a Chrome extension that you can use on LinkedIn to analyze a prospect's personality profile. And this is my example. I wanted to share with you guys to kind of show how I would use this to segment my messaging. But basically, I've analyzed my profile. It's saying I have a strong personality, enthusiastic. I would agree with all of this. If I saw something like enthusiastic, I might make my messaging a little bit more, maybe not fluffy, but a little bit like enthusiastic, I guess, or like explanation points and things of that nature. You can see their disc profile here. But what's really interesting, and this is where I find the most value, is are they more direct or patient? Are they more expressive or logical? Are they more creative or methodical? These are the things that would determine how I write my messaging. So if they're more logical, I might add more metrics and data. If they're more expressive, I might add more storytelling. Same thing with patient and direct. If it's more direct, I'm going to be more direct with my messaging, more professional. If it's on the other side of the spectrum, I might be a little bit more casual or make my messaging a little bit longer. But a couple of the other cool things on here is engagement tips. So let me find it real quick. Send an email to Jed. Okay, so this is where I thought it was really interesting. So write in a casual tone, 100%. Make your email fun. Use interesting graphics. Jed likes long, thoughtful conversations. Try to steer the conversation towards personalized meeting or call if you want to get his or her opinion and advice on something. Um, so again, this is like quick tips. No AI is going to be perfect, but I've analyzed this on myself, some of my good friends and people I know that are really that are on LinkedIn, and it's honestly pretty accurate. And at the end of the day, the way I'm thinking about this stuff's only going to improve more and more over time. But let's say you have a list of 1,000 prospects and you've already segmented it really well. If you can do one more segmentation, create two different A/B tests and bucket people based on something very simple. Do they like more casual messaging or more direct messaging based on their personality assessment? That could like easily improve your reply rates, your open rates by a an amount that is worth doing the basic segmentation essentially. And so that's kind of the way I'm thinking about this stuff. Again, I haven't started the test. I haven't started the test yet, but I'm about to, and I'll kind of share it as I go through all of this. But I wanted to ask just everyone listening to this: have you tried testing psychographics in terms of list segmentation? Have you tried testing some other crazy strategies? I've seen a lot of crazy stuff, like down to the smallest detail of email fonts or email text size, for example. So I'm curious to hear what you guys are testing. This is the latest thing that I'm going to test. But yeah, thanks for watching the video.